All right, so I'm going to start with my original exhaust today. So this is the original header tube that came with my bike. So the mounting mechanism is that this ring sort of part gets pressed against the exhaust port with this flange with two bolts going through it into the head. So there's not going to be any change to how the new exhaust that I'm fabricating fits onto the head. So it's just a matter of replicating this mounting mechanism. So I'm going to reuse the flange, but I'm going to get this part machined. So I just have to get a couple of measurements on the thickness and the diameter of this part, and this is what I got made through a machine shop. So here what I'm trying to do is I'm kind of trying to eyeball how long of a straight piece that I need to weld onto the flange, because I can't start the curvature of my new exhaust right from the base, because it will interfere with the cooling fins. So I'm just trying to figure out how long of a piece that I need to weld onto the mounting mechanism. So after figuring out how long of a piece that I need, I've cut that piece off and I've tacked it onto my mounting ring. And the rest of the exhaust will start from this piece of straight pipe and continue downwards. So from this point onwards, you kind of have to eyeball it a little bit. So you have to kind of undo the bolts and release the flange so that you can turn it around a little bit, and you kind of have to see if it interferes with any cabling or the cooling fins. And especially you have to figure out how it's going to interfere with your seating position, and you have to kind of think forward about your riding position, and if your legs kind of touch onto the exhaust once it's mounted. So you kind of have to eyeball it and figure out if your exhaust design is going to be a problem for your general riding. So here you can see that I'm kind of bringing in different sizes of exhaust tubing, different angle cuts to kind of figure out how I can kind of direct the direction of the exhaust the way I want it. So the benefit of using pie cuts is that once you have that angular cut on one end of your piece of tubing, all you have to do is kind of turn it around a little bit, and that will change the direction of your the tubing, and that can really give you a lot of options to redirect your exhaust. So at this point you have to go through and weld all of the seams in your entire exhaust system. Ideally you should be back purging in this situation, which means you basically have to run a second line of argon into the inside of the tube. What this does is it's going to protect the inside surface of the tubing. Once you apply the weld, it's going to prevent the inside seam of the weld from oxiding, and it's going to help you kind of improve your longevity of the exhaust system. But since I'm kind of doing a practice piece, I didn't really want to bother with it. But ideally, if you're building a good quality exhaust system, you're supposed to back purge. So next time, what I'm going to do is try and incorporate a baffle so that it doesn't sound obnoxiously loud, but I want to do that in a way that it doesn't interfere with the design of the whole exhaust system. And next time I'm trying to make a tip and kind of wrap this up properly. So we'll see you next time.